Hey everybody! So today I'm going to be doing my book review of The Shadow Constant by A.J. Scudiere. This is it. It's very nice. I like the cover. I think the cover is really cool looking. She actually signed it for me. I met her at Comic-Con this year, so that was pretty cool. If you're a book enthusiast like me, then you know how awesome it is when an author signs the book for you. So yeah, The Shadow Constant was pretty good. I enjoyed it. It's not my favorite book ever. It took me a while to actually get into it. Probably around the halfway point is when I really started enjoying it. I finished it this morning, actually, and last night I stayed up way too late trying to finish it, and I was just so tired that I couldn't read the last, I think 40 pages of the book, so I finally had to put it down after reading for I don't even know how long, way too long, and I read probably close to 200 pages yesterday. But yeah, so once I actually got into the book, it was really interesting and really enjoyable. You have a couple of main characters. You have Kayla, Ivy, Rennie, and Evan. So Evan is Rennie's boyfriend and Kayla's brother. Kayla actually has Asperger's syndrome, which makes her a really interesting character because she thinks differently than the rest of us do. She sees the world differently. She sees things in patterns, and she doesn't necessarily read sarcasm or emotion on people. So I actually really liked Kayla's character. She's a little dry sometimes because she is so different, but she's really enjoyable, and you kind of see how something like Asperger's plays out in adulthood, because they're all adults. They're not kids in this story. They're not teenagers. They're like 20-something-year-old adults, which is pretty interesting. I find that you don't see a lot of kind of fiction books a lot of times having adults as main characters. A lot of times it's teenagers or kids or, young adults, like maybe in their early 20s, but Kayla, I think, is 29 in the book, so she's a little bit older than most characters that we see. Evan kind of babies her a little bit because he worries about her. He's always had to look out for her his whole life. And Rennie just does not understand Kayla at all. Rennie doesn't see how Kayla thinks the way that she does or why she thinks a certain way. Kayla is just, she has a mind of her own. And Evan knows this, and it's something that Evan really struggles with because he's torn between his sister and his girlfriend. And he loves Rennie, and he wants to eventually marry her, but he doesn't think he can do that because of the whole struggle that he deals with between Kayla and Rennie. And then you have Ivy, and Ivy is just, she is a trip. I love her. She's probably my favorite character. She's really funny, and Rennie is actually threatened by her a little bit at the beginning of the book until she finds out that Ivy is a lesbian. So Ivy is like an ex-stripper with a PhD, and it's just crazy. Like, who hears of that? That's how she paid for college, and she embraces it. She's like, it is what it is. There's nothing you can change about it. But she's really smart and interesting, and her and Kayla actually become really good friends throughout the series. Originally, she was hired on to help keep an eye out on Kayla, and also to help Evan and Rennie restore Rennie's family's plantation home. That's where the novel takes place, is at the plantation house. The whole book is basically them trying to restore the house, and as they're restoring it, they find out that Eli Whitney built a machine in one of the back houses on the plantation, and that he was actually killed over it. So it becomes this whole kind of mystery trying to figure out, what is this machine, what does it do, how does it work? And Kayla, who is extremely smart, she actually is the one who figures it out. So it's really cool how everything unfolds. But then it gets really dangerous whenever Ivy gets kidnapped. And, there are listening devices around their house. Their house has been bugged. They're really paranoid. They start saying that, hey, we can't, be separated. We have to stay together, or else, another one of us could be taken. And it's really crazy. It gets really intense. And I think that's why I really started enjoying it a lot more in the second half. I like that the book does this little thing where at the beginning of each chapter, it tells you, like, where it takes place. So, like, chapter 16 takes place in the barn. I think it just kind of helps you see where the different locations of the story is taking place, because it does take place all over this giant plantation house. So I think that really kind of helps give the reader a better idea of where the characters are at in different points of the story. I really enjoyed the book. I would definitely recommend it for you guys. It's a little different, I think. It's a bit more of a mature read, I guess. I wouldn't necessarily call it young adult literature. It is good fiction, though. It's good. I liked it. It's not my favorite book ever, but I did enjoy it. Like I said, it took me a while to get into it. Maybe you guys will get into it a bit earlier than I did. But overall, it was really good. So I think that's about it for The Shadow Constant. I'm going to leave a link to AJ Scudiere's website at the bottom, so you should check her out and see if there's anything else that maybe y'all have read by her. If y'all have heard of her, let me know. If y'all have any other book recommendations by her or by anybody else, let me know. I'd love to see what y'all are thinking about and what y'all are reading. I have to actually pick another book to read now. I haven't decided what I'm going to read next. I don't know, I'll start sifting through my giant bag of books that I need to get through this summer, and start looking at those to see what to read next. Yeah, so I think that's about it for today, guys. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments, and if you like what you see, then, like this video, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel. I hope you guys keep watching and keep enjoying different book reviews that I'm going to do. Alright, bye guys!